Hello, friends. You are welcome to this episode of Job IQ. Going to school is one thing, and getting a job is another thing. It's not enough to go to school, pass your exams, and get your degree. That's fantastic. That's very good. But the ultimate goal is that after your education, despite all the investments you have made, you should get a job and start a life. But what I have realized is that many times we spend 4, 5, 6, 7 years in the higher institution with limited knowledge of how the job market works. It is not enough to get that degree. You need to know where you are going and you need to know how to get there. Yesteryears, I remember many years ago when I was in this position, all it takes to get a job is just buy a Nigerian newspaper of a particular day, and you can go to the job section to see the available jobs. Whether you are to send your CV by email, or you need to print a copy and deliver by hand or through the post office, you can apply for a job and you will be called, to come for an interview. Today we have a lot of choices. People don't know where to go in order to get a job. So before you leave the university, or if you are an NYC a core member today, or you are looking for a job, there are things that you need to know. Today I want to tell you about 5 important things that you must pay attention to. Number 1 is what I call the industry sectors. Every country has industry sectors that are very active within the economy of that country. In Nigeria, for instance, if you become an aeronautic engineer and you know how to manufacture airplanes, this is not where you are going to get the job. Yes, you can get the job, get some jobs, maintaining or servicing aircrafts in those few airlines that we have in this country. But it is not like when you are in a country like France, or you are in the country in Ethiopia, where we service many aircrafts and they produce aircrafts. In Nigeria, we don't produce aircrafts, but we mine crude oil. We have the telecom sector. We have the banking sectors. So it is very important for you to know the active industry sectors within Nigeria. In Nigeria, for instance, some years ago, if you graduate from the university, you are probably looking at Nigerian Railway Corporation or looking at NITEL and some other very large employers of labor. We don't have them anymore. The economy has changed over time. It has evolved. Today, we have a vibrant telecommunication sector, a vibrant banking and the fintech sector, a vibrant, oil and gas sector that is no longer as vibrant as it used to be. That means when you graduate from the university or before you graduate, you need to understand the sectors that employ a lot of people. So the number 2 thing that I need you to know, or that you need to pay attention to, in order to get a job after your education, is the recruitment cycle. The recruitment cycle. So every sector has a recruitment cycle. For example, you need to understand how businesses work. Most businesses don't run our regular calendar from January to December. The calendar runs from September to August the following year. So the mid of the month is September, October, November, December, January, February. That is like first half of the calendar. So it means if you are going to pass out of NYC or graduate from the university in a particular year, you ought to have started looking out for jobs by June and July. Those companies, most companies, will employ new people in September. Some companies will put out advertisements in February for people who will restart working with them in the month of March. So if you are submitting application in December, it is less likely that anybody will call you. If you are submitting application off cycle, it is less likely that anybody is going to reach out to you. So the recruitment cycle is very important in the industry sector that you are targeting. Another important point is your personality. You need to understand yourself. I once had a friend. He made first class from the university, but he will never wear a tie. It doesn't matter how much you are going to pay him. When you make him to wear a tie, he gets so uncomfortable. That is personality. But some other people, wearing a tie makes them feel bold, make them feel comfortable. So you don't get a job in a place that will make it compulsory for you to always put on a tie and suit every day. This is speaking on personality issues. Some people love to own and control their time, whereas some other people, they like working in a highly structured environment. So your personality type has a lot to do with the kind of place and the kind of job you should look for. We have many people, they've worked for 10 years, but they don't have 10 years experience. There is a difference between having 10 years experience and having 1 year experience 10 times. An average person out there is complaining that my salary they are not increasing my salary. But when you are assessed, it is obvious that you have only gained 1 year experience 10 times. Because of their personality type, at times they go for jobs that are not compatible, with their personality type. When this happens, you see them, they are changing job in a matter of 6 months, in a matter of 1 year. They are tired of this type of job based on their personality type. You need to understand yourself. Am I cut out for a managerial job, or am cut out to be an individual contributor? I will tell you quickly the difference between the two. Some people will start a job, they know how to rally people, they know how to get things happen, make things happen, they know how to lead, how to follow the rules, how to coordinate people and coordinate activities. They may not be the leaders yet, but they want everything to work. Their goal is making sure that the team function as a single body. You know that this type of personality is meant to be a leader. Being a leader is not for everybody. Some people are better as individual contributors. You can be a leader but not a manager. You can be a leader and be an individual contributor. Some people are experts. They are subject matter experts. They don't like the mental load of having to be responsible for other people. They don't like the mental load of having to coordinate the work of multiple people. But their work, they can do it and deliver it excellently well. They can excel as individual contributors. If they work in organizations where people push them to become managers, they get frustrated and they are likely to leave the job. So knowing your personality is very, very important. Another important thing, don't forget what I said earlier, that when I left the university, I will just buy a newspaper of a particular day so I can see the jobs that are available, for that period. But today, we have so many options out there that our youths and young graduates do not know the right place to look for jobs. You need to make your own list. Don't forget that you have identified the industry sectors. If you have identified the industry sectors, you should know the type of sector you would like to work. If you are an engineer and you want to work in, in the infrastructure sector, whether it is building of a house or making roads and etc., like for civil engineers, architects, building engineers, and so on and so forth, where do you get access to such jobs? Or you like to wear suits every day like bankers, where do you get information on this type of jobs? I was speaking to a cousin recently. He wanted to work in the banking sector. However, he was not looking in the right direction. I gave him a very simple information. I don't know how many banks we have today, but I can remember like 20 years ago during the banking capitalization that all the banks in Nigeria became 23. But today we have the fintechs, we have the new banks, and we have the old generational banks. I don't know how many they are, maybe 50, maybe 70, and so on and so forth. But you need to find out who, having known your personality type, do I want to work with an old generational bank, or I don't mind working with the modern day startup fintech, companies? You need to make your list. You need to make your list. You need to go to all their websites and upload your resume. Prepare a resume that matches, the kind of profile, the kind of information they are looking for. You can, if we have 70 of them, filter the ones you are interested in. You may just be interested in about 20 of them or 30 that match your criteria. And this 20 or 30, you upload the same resume, to all their websites. Don't forget that there is a job cycle. Many of these companies, there is a time of the year when people have to do something. People have to do something. That leads to the 5th point, which is called preparation. Preparation is a very important thing. There are millions of job seekers in Nigeria. Before you're set, some people have been looking for jobs and they are still looking for jobs till now. And every year we graduate hundreds of thousands, if not a few millions of graduates across the country. Everybody is looking for a job. The best of the best employers in this country, they don't just give out their jobs. They make everybody, they subject everybody to examination. So they call it job aptitude tests. My friend out there watching this program, peradventure, you are still a youth corps member today. That is a very great opportunity for you to start preparing. You may be in your final year or be in the university. This is a very good time for you to start preparing. There's what we call the job aptitude test. You can go to a bookshop or go online to look for job aptitude test materials. You get them, you can download them, practice them. At the very basic level, it's just some very basic mathematics and English aptitude. They just want to see how you reason. How many problems can you solve within a short period of time? Some organizations will take you to additional levels, by asking you deeper questions about current affairs. They want to know if you are an educated person. Do you know what is going on in your country? Do you know what is happening regarding the economy of your country? Do you know the social development goals that the world is pushing? So, my friend, to get a job is not as hard as it seems. You have to know those 5 things that I have mentioned. And once you work on these 5 things, it increases your preparedness and getting a job becomes an easy task. Don't forget, you need to know the industry sectors within the Nigerian economy. You need to pay attention to the recruitment cycle. Apply during the recruitment cycle. Don't apply off cycle. You need to understand your personality type. Look for the right sources of information. Go to websites that provide jobs, upload your CVs, Some websites are intelligent today using AI and other technologies to match you or recommend to you jobs that suit your profile. It will cost you some money, like the amount of money you spend recharging your phone, to register on some of these websites. There are also companies that help you to place you, in different organizations, and they coach you, give you some career coaching, the right sources of information. And the fifth, which is preparation. Be prepared. Don't think because you have spent some years in the university that you are just going to be given a job on a platter of gold. You need to prepare because there are other people out there looking for the same job. Till we meet again, I am your friend, Dr. Shina Aladejubelo. Thank you very much.